Hey guys, it's Linux Next here. In today's video, we are going to be looking at what is the best Discord client on Linux today, as there is quite a few number of issues that are left on the regular Discord client, and I'm going to show you some alternatives that do solve those problems so you can get a better experience when using Discord on Linux. So the first thing we are going to talk about is what is the issues with Discord currently on Linux. Well, as you can see, we've got the regular Discord client application open, and the first problem is that when you try to screen share, there is no GPU encoding. So if let's say you want to screen share something to your friends, and let's say it's, some game, for example, you're not going to get any encoding or hardware acceleration, it is called usually. So when it comes to NVENC encoding, or when it comes to AMD or like VAAPI encoding, or when it comes to the Intel VAAPI encoding, none of that is supported on the regular Discord application. So it's going to use software encoding, which utilizes your CPU. So if you do go into a voice channel here and we do screen share, so we go through here, select our stuff, and it's great. Wayland is supported on the Discord app now, and it's been for like a couple months, and that's great. But when it comes to the actual screen share experience, it's still terrible, I would say. And if we do look at the actual process of Discord, even though hardware acceleration is enabled in the Discord application, it still doesn't really use that much of the GPU. Sometimes it uses a little bit of it, but it's barely any. Now, when it comes to on an AMD user, the experience is actually mediocre. When you try to play games in screen share with regular Discord, it's okay. I don't think I really see a performance loss, but I do remember when I was on an Nvidia card, it was a lot worse when it came to the penalty of screen sharing on Discord when playing a game. Now, the second issue is with the audio support on Discord when screen sharing. So Discord did bring audio sharing with Wayland support. Now, the problem with this is that it can only share the whole desktop audio. Now, for me, this is perfectly fine, but from a lot of comments online, a lot of people do not like this. They want to be able to pick the application they want to share the audio. So if it's some game, for example, like on Windows, when you usually have a game that you're playing, Discord will detect it, and then when you go to screen share, it's going to, one, screen share the actual game, and then two, it's going to grab the audio of that game that you're playing that you want to screen share, so that it won't pick up the desktop audio. But on here, you only have one option, and that is share the whole desktop audio. Even though it says also share application audio, it's going to share the entire desktop audio, no matter if you screen share with desktop or an application that you pick with the portal. And the other problem with the regular Discord application has got to do with the actual quality. So since there's no real GPU encoding that's being used on here, the quality of the stream decreases so much that it looks absolutely horrible, I would say, when screen sharing. I'll show if I grab a screenshot of one of my friends who's watching the screen share. The resolution drops below 360p. It goes down to like almost like 160p resolution, and the bitrate usually sticks around the 2000 bitrate roughly, which is okay, but since the resolution is so low, it just looks extremely blurry. So when it comes to the experience of screen sharing on Discord, I would say that the regular Discord application, the desktop client version, is horrible when it comes to Linux screen sharing. And the last problem is that Discord doesn't actually have Wayland enabled fully across the application. So the screen sharing uses Wayland because it has the portal supported, but the actual application itself by default is Wayland still. So you have to use environment variables to force Discord to be in Wayland. And with that, when you do force Wayland on the application, you lose functionality like keybinds. If I try and add a keybind right now, so let's say we want to toggle mute, we record a keybind, it's not allowing me to use a keybind on my mouse to toggle mute. It simply won't do it. So if I press this button here, it doesn't do it. And that's because Discord doesn't support the shortcut protocol, or which is a shortcut portal for enabling shortcuts within their application so that it can work with Wayland. Because, well, this is kind of new, I would say, when it comes to the shortcut portal situation. It's finally both supported on GNOME and KDE Plasma, so now it's up to applications to actually support that. And that's probably why Discord hasn't enabled Wayland fully across the application, because of things like that, where you actually lose functionality, even if the experience of using Discord under Wayland is extremely more smoother and quicker when you're actually using the application. Now, it's not all doom and gloom, I would say. There is some hope, and that is, well, the Discord developers are slowly working on introducing these features, as one of the Discord developers, Coral, did reply to one of my comments that was a really long time ago, last year, May 1st. He replied on December 29th, saying, a late response here, but we are shipping Wayland Screenshare now if you use Canary, which is when Wayland was like getting introduced into Discord. And audio sharing coming in a bit. Hardware acceleration, ... may be coming soon. And I said, yeah, that's awesome. If you are a Discord dev, all the Linux users and me really appreciate it. Hardware acceleration will be nice, as a third-party Discord application uses VAAPI for AMD cards, and it works great. While in Canary, my resolution drops. Great work though. And then he said, we're working on VAAPI, so keep an eye out. And I also asked about NVENC and Nvidia users, because, well, the highest percentage of users that are on Linux are using Nvidia cards. And Coral said, gotta start somewhere. Who knows what the future holds? So when it comes to hardware acceleration things on the regular Discord application, well, those things may take a while to happen. I'm pretty sure when it comes to the team that actually works on the Linux client, they're probably working on multiple things over at Discord, not just Linux things for the Discord application. So that's why it's probably going to take a long time for these things to just arrive. And hopefully things like the audio sharing gets improved. Things like the shortcut portal also gets introduced, so then you can set up shortcuts when you force Wayland on the Discord application. So what are the alternatives for using Discord on Linux today? Well, the first one, and probably the best one, I would say, is Vesktop. Now, when it comes to why should you use Vesktop, well, it basically solves a lot of the things that Discord doesn't have, or is like kind of broken or missing. So, like I mentioned, the GPU encoding, when it comes to AMD VAAPI encoding, that works on Vesktop. Or when it comes to audio sharing, where you can pick the audio that you want to share, because Pipewire surprisingly supports that stuff. So Vesktop created an API called VenMic that allows you to select your whatever audio application or source you want to share with your screen share. And Wayland is enabled across the application by default, so it's not running in any type of X Wayland form. Now, the last one that I didn't mention was the shortcut support, because a lot of these third-party web Discord applications, because these aren't actually the desktop Discord client, they are a web version of Discord, but with some enhancements. One of the problems is that the shortcuts do not work in Vesktop, or only have a couple of shortcuts that the Discord web version supports. So when it comes to the Vesktop side of things, there is some developers working on VenBind, so kind of similar to VenMic. They created a API for that, so now they're going to create this one for shortcuts by using the shortcut protocol, or shortcut portal. So as you can see here, feature add global shortcuts, and there was a big discussion about it last year, and now that both desktops support the shortcut portal, they've started a project called VenBind. So at some point, this will be merged into Vesktop, and then you'll be able to get shortcuts on Discord. But for now, you're not able to do that. Now, one thing that I did talk about just before in that video that I had to just re-record is about shortcuts. On Legcord, they actually have a keybind option that you can use to do different keybinds in Discord. So you can do create a keybind here, and we can add a different action, either it be mute, deafen, leave call, navigate forward, navigate back, run JavaScript, open quick CSS. So you can choose any of these actions, and then you can choose the keybind, and you can do it globally. So it allows you to assign a specific keyboard shortcut that can be used across different applications and programs, and if you want it to be enabled, of course. Now, the one problem that I did notice is that when I hit record, I can't enable a keybind for my mouse button, which is the usual button I use for muting. So I had to do just arrow left plus delete. And if we do actually do that, so let's say we go into a call here and we want to mute. So we do the left, left backspace. Whoa, it actually does work. And if we are on a different application and we do it again, it works. So you don't have to be in the application to enable the actual keybind. You can be playing a game or something and then hit it and it mutes. While the other applications like Goofcord and Vesktop don't offer this yet. So that's really cool. If you want keybinds on a alternative Discord web version of Discord, I think Legcord is your best option when it comes to keybinds. Now, before we go into Vesktop, if you don't like the application icon, because I know there's a lot of people who don't like it because of other reasons I just won't mention because I don't really care, honestly. But if you don't like it for some reason, which is this icon here, well, you can use EQUIBOP. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. And that is a fork of Vesktop, and that uses a different icon so that, you don't see rainbows on your panel. Because I know a lot of people don't like that for some reason. Now, when it comes to when you actually open up Vesktop, there is a lot of things pre-installed, like Vencode, for example, that is installed, and that gives you access to tons of different plugins to customize Vesktop for you, and some Vesktop settings where you can change the Discord branch. So like I said, it's Discord web, so you can change it to the Canary version or to the public beta build if you want to. And you can change some other things, like if you want to use the Discord title bar or a static title, or you want to enable the menu bar, or if you want to disable the splash screen or the splash theming, or if you want to disable the tray icon, the minimize to tray, all of those things can be enabled. And rich presence is also supported by using the ARPC, which is a custom API for rich presence. So instead of using Discord's one, which is only available on Discord, I'm pretty sure, they've created their own plugin for rich presence, which does work extremely well. And if you want to use rich presence, and let's say you're using FLATPAK and the rich presence isn't working properly, well, that's because of FLATPAK's containerization sandbox nature. It can't see those processes that are running outside of the sandbox. So you're going to have to use a system packaged version of Vesktop, either from the AUR, the app image version, or from, if Vesktop does provide a actual system packaged version for like Debian or .rpm. And of course, one of the best things about Vesktop is its custom API for screen sharing and its own API called VenMic. So if we do go share your screen here, we can, because the portal does appear where we can pick our screen or window, and let's say we do our screen here, then it brings up a nice UI for choosing your resolution, your frame rate, the content types. You can choose smoothness or clarity, and you can choose the audio sources. But you can also open up old audio settings, and you can enable a wide range of different VenMic settings. So you can really change it to the way that you want VenMic to be set up for your screen share. So let's say we play some random video like this NASA spaceflight video that I have opened randomly. Play it here, and then we re-screen share and look at our audio sources. We can select Firefox as our audio, which will only pick Firefox. Now, the big problem that I've started to notice over the past couple of months with a lot of these web third-party alternative Discord applications is that when you screen share or turn on your camera, the screen share or camera does randomly go black or green sometimes. And I'll show some screenshots of what that looks like. It's pretty random and it's kind of annoying, I would say. Now, when looking up whose fault it is, it's none of the alternative Discord application developers' fault. It is Discord's problem that is causing this issue. So when it comes to can the developers of these Discord applications fix that problem? No, they can't fix it, which is annoying that they can't fix it because it's up to Discord to fix it, and we all know how Discord goes when it comes to fixing problems. Usually when it comes to Linux things, they do take quite a while when it comes to fixing those situations. So if you have that problem, you're either going to have to use the native Discord application, or like me, you're just going to have to deal with it because even though that problem occurs, you get all of these extra better things, I would say, when it comes to using Discord for things like screen sharing. And if we do look at the actual process of Vesktop, we can see here that it is indeed using a lot of my GPU because, well, it is going to encode it with VAAPI, like I said before. If you own an AMD card or maybe an Intel card also, you should be able to get GPU acceleration in Vesktop. Now, if you do have an Nvidia card, sadly, you're not going to get any type of GPU acceleration still because since Nvidia's NVENC is proprietary, they don't support it in Chromium because, well, Discord uses Electron, and Electron is based on Chromium. So when it comes to a new feature, it would need to go through Chromium, and then Electron would need to update Chromium to that version to include that feature. So then the Discord application is going to include that encoding feature. But sadly, since NVENC, like I said, is proprietary, Nvidia hasn't decided to implement NVENC into Chromium. So you're not able to get any type of acceleration. And when it comes to things like Nvidia under VAAPI, there is only decoding support. So there's no encoding. So you're only going to be able to use software encoding if you are on an Nvidia GPU. Now, there is a new encoder that has been introduced into multiple GPU manufacturers over the past couple of years, and the introduction of it in 2021, which is Vulkan Video. So this is supported on Nvidia, and supposedly it works really well and has like zero problems, but also AMD and Intel both support it on Linux, I'm pretty sure. So when it comes to Nvidia users, the applications like Vesktop or any other, when it comes to Chromium supporting Vulkan Video, that might happen soon. And when that happens, then these applications could support Vulkan Video so that you get GPU encoding on your Nvidia card with Vulkan Video encode instead of something like NVENC, which might take a lot longer, and people might have to like pay royalty fees for NVENC to be used in something like Discord, either the native one or in Chromium. Now, with that out of the way, with Vesktop being probably the best one, or EQUIBOP if you want the alternative from Vesktop, the other solutions that I've heard and the ones that I have used, I have been using Goofcord recently, which has been quite good, I would say, when it comes to its experience, because originally I moved to Goofcord because I thought the black screening issue that was happening when screen sharing or turning on my camera was solved on Goofcord, and I thought it was a Vesktop issue, but then it started happening on Goofcord. So really, when it comes to the other alternatives to a Discord alternative from something like Vesktop, these solutions do work well. If you want to use these, you definitely can, but they don't offer necessarily anything better than Vesktop, I would say. It's more of just, do you like, prefer the developers working on it, or do you like the logo of Goofcord, I guess? Same goes with something like Legcord. I've heard a lot of people recommend this one, but when it comes to what they support, it seems like the majority of them support the same thing. They support ARPC, which is the rich presence. They all support Vencode or Shelter or EQUIBOP for the plugin stuff. They support a wide range of theming, all the tray stuff you can turn off in all of them. So when it comes to really which one should you choose, that's really up to you. You can really choose any of these, but Vesktop is probably the best just because of its better UI when it comes to screen sharing. It's better Ven mic option when it comes to like excluding different audio that you're listening to so that your friends don't hear it. And I will show off the screen sharing UI for all of these applications. So if we do go into Legcord here and we do a screen share, the portal will appear, obviously. We pick our display, and this is what the UI looks like. Now when we click audio, Ven mic does appear because Legcord does support it, and we can pick whatever we want basically for the screen sharing. I don't see any screen share the whole desktop audio. If you want to do that, doesn't seem like that's an option, but you can pick whichever audio source you want to pick for that screen share. And we can change the resolution all the way up to 4K, and we can turn it up all the way up to 60 FPS if we want to. And when it comes to hardware acceleration on something like AMD with VAAPI, they all seem to do at least some type of hardware acceleration that is better than Discord's whole screen sharing situation. Now, if you want to enable hardware acceleration on Legcord, because by default it's actually not enabled for like AMD stuff, or if you just want to change the performance of it, because you can do that, you can go to the Legcord settings in Legcord and then go to the performance mode. It says here performance mode is an experimental feature in Legcord designed to optimize responsiveness and performance based on your needs. The impact may vary depending on your hardware and usage, so we encourage you to try each mode to determine which works best for you. And then you can click learn more here, which will explain what these modes mean. So for me, I'm on AMD and I want VAAPI encoding for screen sharing, so I'm going to select VAAPI so that screen sharing will use my actual AMD card for encoding. And when we do play a video here now, if we do look at resources, it is showing some encoding that's being used. As you can see, the processor is barely being used with this encoding. So Legcord, good when it comes to GPU encoding on an AMD card. Even if you're on Nvidia, I would try these different modes out to see if you get an improvement with screen sharing. And then if we do launch Goofcord here, which is already launched, we go into a call. We got the portal, and then we have this little UI here, which is pretty simple, I would say. When it comes to the audio selection, you can't select the individual audio sources. So if you want to do that, you're not able to do it. Even though it does use the Ven mic API, they just haven't implemented a selection for which audio to select, which hopefully they'll do that at some point. But for now, you can only share the whole desktop audio. And that is the end of this video. I think there is a wide range of different Discord applications. When it comes to web-based Discord applications that I showed you today, they do offer a lot of better features that solve a lot of Discord's own problems, but they also do lose out on functionality like the shortcuts. And I do hope that at some point Vesktop will complete the Venbind API using the shortcut portal so that it can be supported in those web-based Discord applications, and so you can basically use any of those Discord applications if they support that, and you won't have any real major problems. And hopefully Vulkan video encode / decode does get supported on Chromium, then Electron can update to it, so then those Discord applications can then support it, and then yeah, you will have no issues when it comes to being a Nvidia user trying to screen share. So if you guys did enjoy watching this video, I definitely would give it a like. I definitely would subscribe to the channel. We are like, I think 2 subs away from 12,000 subscribers. I really do appreciate all of you guys for subscribing to the channel and watching my videos and liking them and commenting, and either it be good or bad. I really do appreciate it, and thank you to my supporters especially. I really do appreciate you guys giving me money every single month. Truly, I do really do appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video, probably, I think. Peace.